Hey, Jets fans. Welcome back to the podcast. We've got a lot to cover this week. Jets news, Moose updates, and some of those moments that make you shake your head. Just a little extra shout out today. It's the birthday of our very own owner and writer of Winnipeg Hockey Talks. So happy birthday to you.
Big 7-0.
Sure is.
Yeah, it's a big day. It's funny. I don't feel 70. I feel, I don't know.
You're
I
good at
think,
heart.
yeah, I think when my dad was 70, he seemed way older. I don't feel old. I'm still young because I've got so much idiot left in me.
All right.
Thanks for the wishes, though.
Of course. All right, let's jump into this week's article with point one. We have the Jets finished that 6-game road trip 2-4-0. They did do exactly what you predicted and won 2 of the last 3, but they had to drag themselves through a shootout against Calgary to get there. They're now sitting 11-7-0, holding third in the Central Division.
Right. Yes, they did get two of the 3, but the big but was, the last one was ugly because it needed a nice shot by Gabe Velarde to win the shootout. But the disturbing part about the trip and the wins were, and we'll get into it later. But the Calgary game, they had the lead 3 times, and we blew it, and ended up, if they come home with a win and an overtime loser point, leaves a sour taste in them. But they made the best of it. It didn't have to be pretty. It happened. We got it. So I'm just thankful there. We're home for 3. I'd like to win all 3, but I don't know. The way they're playing right now, yeah.
We'll see. Point 2. All right, moving on to one bright spot last week. We finally saw Dylan Sandberg back in the lineup. He made a noticeable difference, but he and Josh can't cover the rest of the defensive corps issues. He helps Pionk a bit, though not enough.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that one. Is that we knew it when we've been saying it forever that we need to get Sammy back. He's a glue guy back there, and he really makes Neil Pionk a better player. But still, seeing the pairing back together, and then watching the game, Pionk still makes a lot of mistakes. But good thing Sammy's back there to cover them up. But I know they're comfortable together, and I know Pionk's a lot more comfortable with Sammy than any other partners. So maybe his play will improve. He's turning the puck over way too much, but hopefully it's better. I mean, it was a long road trip too, and I don't like making excuses for him, but they're not the same team. And they're definitely not the same team without Sammy. So Sammy's back. Good news. Glad to have him.
Awesome. In point 3, you said that most of the glaring mistakes leading to goals have been by Jets defensemen when the team already had possession of the puck, even though forwards also contribute to overall team defense.
Well, people are wondering why that they keep on saying, why is the team so bad? And I think our forwards are probably doing their job, but it seems like the puck ends up every time in our net if DeMello screws something up. Shen, Stanley, Pionk. Like, how many goals on that road trip did we have the puck behind the net with control of it, and the puck was in our net 30 seconds later? That drives me crazy. And and most fans, if they see it, and probably the coaching staff is scratching their heads too. We never saw this last year, and the reason we are saying it, because like I said all along, I've been saying it for 3 years. We have a couple good defensemen, but we don't have 6. I don't think we have 6 championship caliber defensemen back there. And I keep on saying that I don't think we can win the championship with our blue line. So, and we'll get into that a little later. But outside of Josh and Sammy, we're really short back there.
Point 4, you threw in a quick FYI. In the standings, a victory in a shootout counts as 1 goal for, while a shootout loss counts as 1 goal against.
Yeah.
Does that
it's one of these dumb things. A lot of times I read through the rule books to see if I'll be looking for something else, and that'll pop up, and I go, oh, that's interesting. I wonder how many people know that. Because when it comes, the reason I thought of it is because the standings are so tight. I mean, it's still early, and it'll spread out. But that's one of the tiebreakers is goals for and goals against. And I'm wondering what happens. I'm sure some fans are wondering what happens in one of those shootouts when there's like seven goals and whatever. It doesn't count against the goaltenders, the goals against average or save percentage.
Oh, interesting.
And like it's like winning the game in overtime. The winning team gave up a goal. That's all. So that was just an FYI, and it was kind of a weak one, but I threw it out there.
That's always good to know. Point 5. Oh yeah, here's one that made every Jets fan groan in unison. I'm pretty sure. You bring up how Dylan DeMello essentially gift-wrapped Seattle's first goal, and how you feel bad for Josh because the mistakes are becoming really hard to ignore.
Yeah, I don't. I've been saying this for 2 years, and I get shit on by so many people that I'm crapping on DeMello and that. But DeMello is not a first-pairing defenseman on any team, and he's definitely not a first-pairing defenseman on championship team. So there's no harm in telling the truth. I'm not going to BS you guys. I'll tell you the truth. You can choose. You can choose whether to believe my truth or your own truth. But Josh needs a bona fide partner.
Yeah,
and
we
Dylan
have someone in the
DeMello
comments saying the same thing.
Yeah.
RC needs a new partner. DeMello is a 5 to 6 guy at best on good teams.
Oh, what's guy wants to see our jerseys? Well, I can sort of move up a little bit. Let's see. There
Flash
we go.
him a bit.
No. Okay, wait a second. I'm going to stand up. What the heck? Give the fans what they want. But this here is a 1.0. I can't. Damn it! I'm tangled up here in my. But it's a.
Oh yeah! Look at that.
This is and on the back. If I turn around, I'll probably fall down. But this is a number 7 Keith Kachuk. It's a gorgeous jersey. But and Harley's is just a newer styled one. But yeah. Anyway, that's from the chat. Can't see your guys' jerseys. Yeah, Morrissey gets a new partner. Yeah, and exactly. DeMello is a 5'6". DeMello's still a useful defenseman, but he gets too much ice time. And when he was Paul Maurice's coach's porn, he was very good, but he's slowed down a little bit, and he makes a lot of. You know what's funny? To watch this guy in a game, I watched him last game. I wanted to strangle him, but yet he made 6 or 7 great plays. It's the bad plays that are catching up to him. He's making them, a lot more. So he's been frustrating me for 2 years, and I don't like being mean to any of our guys. I want them to succeed and be good players, but we need to somehow give Josh somebody. And you know what? I'll cut myself off here. It's not just me. If you notice the last game, you watch how Arnie was juggling the defensemen. There was a couple times he had Josh and Sandberg together at the end of the game. You don't see that very often. But so that tells me that they're not blind to it. They're seeing the same thing. And what are they going to do about it? We'll be talking about that coming up.
Point 6. Another question for Chevy this week. You asked what he plans to do about the constant defensive problems. Top 4 defensemen are hard to acquire. So does he look externally or within the organization?
Yeah, exactly. That's just what we were just talking about. I mean, I'm sure Chevy sees it. They're very faithful, and they tend to take too long to remedy their problems, whether it's trading a guy, buying him out. And I'm not saying DeMello's there or even Pionk or that. I just wasn't thrilled when they originally signed him. But like I said, sometimes a bit, better the devil you know, and it's not. And the green grass isn't always greener on the other side. If there's nobody that wants to dance and sign, you got to sign the guys you have. But I think we're wasting a really good window with some bad defensemen. And the reason I mentioned that question is because Chevy's, he sees it, but he's the only one that can do anything about it. Well, I can't do nothing about it. Neither can Arneal or that. So I'm sure he's got some irons in the fire looking at some guys, but it's better sooner than later, for sure. We need some help.
Point 7, you said, based on the eye test alone, I would have never thought that Jonathan Toews was a team high -8 in the plus-minus statistic.
The plus-minus is a weird stat. I know the analytic guys don't put a lot into it, but guys will tend to use it when they got a good plus, and when they got a bad minus, they go, it's Mike Horsey's better, blah, blah, blah. Fact of the matter is he's been on the ice for 8 more goals than they've scored. And I would never have thought that with Jonathan Toews, watching him, like with the eye test. He looks like he's playing well. We know that he's responsible defensively, right? So he's just been caught in some bad situation where I've seen him a couple of times where he's at the end of the shift and they get scored on and he smashes his stick on it. But in comparison to the rest of the team, there's a couple guys that might be at 5 or 6, but there's a ton of guys on this team that are pluses, and you start seeing guys like how the worm has turned. Shifley, Connor, all these guys are pluses now. Well, and they should be. They're scoring a lot of goals for this team. Yeah, in order to become a plus player, you got to be in the other end more. You got to score more, and we're not getting much secondary scoring. So Toews' line. Toews, if anybody, when I said about Josh needing help, Taser needs some help. He's got nothing. And I love Nemestikov, but he ain't a number 2 left winger. And I shouldn't say ain't. It's not proper English. I would say the number 1 left winger would be Perfetti, and we need a right winger. Like we really haven't. I mean, there's no way that Chevy thought that we were replacing Ehlers with Gus Nyquist. He couldn't have thought that. And when he first signed him, I shit all over that, thinking, "Uh-oh." Okay. I won't say those bad words anymore. But
shame.
Yeah, the right side on that first pairing defense and second line right winger is in dire need of improvement. I actually threw it out there at the start of the year that maybe put Gabe down there and then bump Iafallo up the top line. That would be a 2 kind of balanced line, but that's up to Arnie. I mean, I see that as I know because really, if you think about it, a lot of times teams now they start setting up their lineups in pairs. Your 2 best players, your next 2 best players, the 2 guys that have the biggest chemistry and carry the load are Connor and Shifley. So you throw Iafallo on that line, or it's not going to. I don't think it hurts him a lot, and Gabe would really help Perfetti and Toews. Hey, it's a good idea. We should get into that.
I should listen to you. All right, point 8. Switching gears for a moment, when we check into the Manitoba Moose, they had a strong week, winning all 3 of their games and finishing their 5-game road trip with 4 victories overall. I've been watching. I haven't watched a lot of Moose games. I actually have an app, kind of one of those gray markety type things, and I get all the Moose games if I want them. I get all the sweet.
I get all the CHL games and AHL games, and I haven't got into them yet. but I try to watch as many of the highlights that they post them on their website, and I watch them. Of course, they're just posting the good stuff.
Yeah.
But they had a nice end to their road trip. They won 4 of the 5. They lost the first one, so they're above 500. Well, 500, every bit than 500. But now they're home for 5. They can put some points under. The thing with the AHL is there's no such thing as guaranteeing. You look at teams and go, they should beat them. And it don't work like that. Because so many teams, they have guys going up and down. Even like right now with the Moose, really, Lambert and Chippewa should be down there. That's 2 guys that need to play and would be playing top 6 minutes there. So they're doing okay. But Brendan Yeager, the guy we did, the trade that we got for Rutger McGordy, who I explained earlier in the year that you can't compare them to each other because they come from different draft years, and McGordy's a year ahead of him in development. But Rutger I'm not even sure if he's a regular in Pittsburgh this year. And Yeager won't be a regular here at any time soon. He's just still getting his feet wet. He's a first-year pro. He's only played a dozen games in professional hockey. But this was the but. He's played 15 games because he has 8 points. He's just a touch over half a point a game. For a first-year pro, that's fine. And he knows how to dish the puck. I don't think he's a goal scorer type of a centerman. He's like an assist guy. He probably has a game that's very comparable to Blake Wheeler. Good passer and good with the puck. So he's going to be. I think he's going to be a good one. But my favorite player is Thomas Milic. I just love him. Kid's undrafted. The Jets signed him. I was so happy when they signed him. All this guy does is win. He wins at every single level. They overlook him because of his size. Every goalie doesn't have to be a big 6'7" stiff, like UC Saros for Nashville. He's like, they say he's smaller, and he is. He's 6 feet. I don't know when 6 feet became small, but same thing with Eric Comrie. Eric Comrie was a stud in junior, and as a pro, he's been okay. But teams like those big goalies that just cover the net, pucks hit them half the time. They don't even know if it's a save. Whereas a guy like Saros and Milic, they actually make saves, glove saves, kick it out here. So they're athletic and they have good reflexes. And that's Thomas Milic. Their record wasn't very good, and he was still the best goaltender. I think I got in the article I posted what his stats were, and they're very respectable. So good for him. I see him as Helly's backup in a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Back to the Jets in point 9, you highlighted that Josh Morrissey isn't just the Jets' best defenseman. He's one of their biggest one of their biggest offensive drivers. He's 3rd in team scoring, and ton of goals start with his breakout passes, even if he doesn't get a point. You said he's officially a stud and a lock for Team Canada at the Olympics.
Yes, he has officially. He's been good for a while, but people look at him as his offensive output, which is very, very good. It's elite, and but you watch him defensively. He's slick, man. And you know what they call him? You see the picture? I had him in the article.
Yeah.
He's his nickname. They call him the babyface assassin because he's only about 6 feet. But he plays big, plays physical, and the other night in Calgary, he laid out Lombardi. Is it Lombardi or whatever? They're sort of resident goony tough guy, and he laid him flat. He got up, he looked around, and he seen Josh skating off the ice. Went, that little weasel got me. But Josh is smart. He's talented. Everybody loves him. Like, how do you not? So like I said, he's officially reached stud status. You got to be like Makar, like to get up there, but he's got that, and he not only that. When you compare him, like Quinn Hughes is a good defenseman in Vancouver, but he's all offense. Like Josh kicks the shit out of him as far as defensive play goes. So I just love Josh. He's an absolute lock for the Olympic team. I hope when he gets there, they use him properly, and it's just not Makar. Can you imagine Makar and Josh being a pair? Whoa, baby. They'd be good. Yeah.
They'd be on fire.
Some Josh love for the guys out there. Yeah.
All right, point 10. You laughed when the Hockey Night in Canada announcer talked about
God.
all the ugly turnovers seconds before. You guessed it. DeMello served up another pizza with extra cheese. Talk about unintentional perfect timing.
Yeah, and what did he say? What was the word he used? Egregious. And I look at this still, and it was egregious too. That was his. It was actually his first egregious one, but he took that stupid penalty early in the first period where he couldn't even handle a bouncing puck. It was just embarrassing. And I'm gonna, you know what? I said I was gonna stop picking on him, but if you notice, I did give him credit today. I did, because he has very good moments at times. It's just that his bonehead plays are catching up to him more and more. But yeah, egregious. Fuck it. Oh, did I laugh? Yeah.
Right.
That was John Abbott, right? And he's the Flames announcer. Yeah.
Point 11. Oh, yeah, we have time for the weekly poll. It's the same Stamkos question from last week, but it's still live for anyone who hasn't voted yet. Go do that if you...
You know, I might leave that up there till the trade deadline, or till we get them.
Why not?
Yeah, because...
it's fun to see if people also change their mind throughout their weeks of watching Jets too.
Here we go. Now, if Nashville wants to eat half that salary, which I'm sure they would, and for this year and next year, we take it on. We take Stevie Stamkos and we place him beside Perfetti and Jonathan Taves, and there he is. Or we put Gabe down there. We put Stammer with Scheifele and Connor. No, it's just, you know what? When I think of that, I look at the people that said no, and I goes, what is wrong with you? Who hurt you? What is wrong with you? Really? You like the second line the way it is right now? Well, then you deserve what you're getting every night, the crap we're watching. I want Stammer, and I'm going to give my buddy Ben a little shout out because he mentioned it to me about 2 weeks ago. And it's a good thought because I watched the game the other night, and he's got nobody to play with. No wonder. I mean, this guy's, you know what? He's not a play driver like he used to be, but he's still really good. Just for even the power play, he'd be good for a couple goals a week. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. You guys go vote and vote smartly. Like, vote yes, and then maybe I'll send it off to Chevy.
Doesn't sound like they have much of a choice.
A little bit of, I'm going to muscle him, yeah.
Point 12, we have a special teams check-in. Penalty plays up to 8th at 24.1%. Penalty kills down to 8th at 84.1%. And face-offs up to 7th at 53%.
Yes, it was a good week for face-offs, a good week for power play, not a good week for the power play or for the penalty kill. A perfect example was the tying goal by Calgary with the net empty. Somebody in the video room, I hope during Jets, the video guys would point this out. Where the hell were Josh and DeMello? There's two guys behind them waiting for the rebound. Either guy could have scored. They were way, way too far up. And I understand what they were doing. They were trying to cut that lane. They were doing a little rotation thing. But you got to get back right away. You can't leave Hellies back there. That was brutal. And was it a flaw? Was it a flaw in execution, or was it a flaw in like not evaluation? What's the word I'm looking for? Was the flaw in the plan, whatever, for a better word? Because it just even the announcer said, "Geez, that's strange. Why are they so high?" And whatever, because they had two guys, and who scored the goal? I can't remember, but it was just too easy. Yeah.
Point 13. Now let's talk about the guys in the crease. Helly is at 8-6-0, 2.51 goals against, and a .913 save percentage. And Comrie is 3-1-0, 2.75 goals against, with a .908 save percentage.
Yeah, Comrie didn't play. I'm just going to answer this here. Somebody wished me a happy birthday. Let's give my thanks.
Oh, that's
Comrie
nice.
never played last week, so it was all Harley. He went.
That one's for you.
That goes out to finish.
You're right.
Finish
I did miss that one.
That was finish on top. Yeah.
They're calling out your swearing.
Uh-oh. Hey, I have enough trouble with her with the cha-chings. Never mind you guys piling on.
No, they're saying I missed it.
Let's see if it's working. What is it, number 0?
I believe so. My only
It didn't work
videos,
there. I'm going to go...
we got to get that rolling because
I'm going to go back over here and see. Uh-oh. That's bad news. Yeah, it's not working on the sound or on the keys. Anyway, what were we just talking about? The goalies. Yeah, Harley was the only one who played last week. He went 2-1, and his goals against actually went up a little bit. I think the 4 goals in Seattle would have done that. And, the late goal in Calgary didn't help either. So, yeah, he'll be fine. You know, Harley's going to settle into his traditional numbers, probably be very Vezina-worthy. Then he shits the bed in the playoffs again. Oh boy, oh boy. I'll do. You know what? I'll pay this one on my own. Anyway, carry on, Macbeth.
Yes, .14. Time to hit the highs, lows, and downright ugly moments from the past week.
Oh yeah, right. Can we do without getting a copyright infringement? We're going to do it. It is copyrighted. And if the guy who's 90 years old happens to be listening to our podcast and hears this, he might slap a claim on us. He'd probably fine us $5 or something.
It'll add up if we use it every episode.
That'd be like 5 cha-chings.
Yeah.
And that's 5 F. F's are $1. Shits and all that other stuff are just little ones. Yeah.
All right.
25 cents.
Yeah. The good for this week, the return of Dylan Sandberg and the stability he has brought to the second defense pairing. Yeah,
that's great news. The happiest guy, 2 happiest guys on earth, Scott or Neil Pionk. There you go. Happy guys, happy. I'm happy too. I like Sammy. I'm not happy about his contract though. It's too short, but whatever. Glad to have him. He's gone.
Oh boy. The bad. The Jets blew 2-3 goal leads twice in the last 2 games of the road trip. It cost them a win in Seattle and forced the Calgary game into overtime, then a shootout, which they won.
Yeah, the game in Seattle, they were winning. They were 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, and couldn't lock it down. Same thing in Calgary. And Seattle's not exactly a scoring juggernaut either. That's why that's disappointing. And same thing with Calgary. They're not a scoring juggernaut. They've been struggling. The power play's been struggling. And they put 3 up on us or 4? What was the score in that game? 4-3, shootout. But not good. Not good. Very bad. Very, very, very,
very bad. Ugly. The schedule. 6 games on the road, then 3 at home, and back on the road for 5 more. And it's not great when the team's not playing well.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We talked about this month and a half ago when we actually did a practice podcast like this, and that was one of the topics. And I was saying, like, the NHL, do you have any brains at all? Do you have any sense, common sense? Like, my God, you're in an Olympic year. You got 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks off in the schedule, and every year it's something different. We have a compressed schedule because of this, because of that. Now it's the Olympic year, so we have a compressed schedule. Teams are playing like 7 games, 8 games in 10 nights, 4 games in 5 nights, 3 games in 4 nights, all this crap like this. Did it ever occur to you, the brain trust or the Gary Bettman's mental morons, to maybe start start the schedule 2 weeks earlier, get rid of some of those exhibition games that nobody wants, and maybe play 4 or 5 Four is enough. These guys come to camp in shape. They're ready to roll. Start the season 2 weeks earlier. And come on. What you're doing is you're taking your players. They're playing too much in too short of a period of time, which leads to potentially bad hockey because they're tired, too much traveling. It can contribute to injuries. Sure. Like, what are they doing? Spread it out. Use, you know what? I know common sense for Bettman is they're like, oil and water, but come on, guys. There's got to be some of the bootlickers that are underneath him that would say, Gary, maybe we should think about starting the schedule maybe a little earlier, maybe run it a week later on Olympic years. But, we don't want to make Gary mad, so we won't say anything. So, we'll just continue holding on to our cushy little jobs and not rocking the boat. Come on, guys, show us it. Let's go. Next.
Yeah, there we go.
Next. Soup. No soup for you. Next.
Point 15. All right, we've got 2 points this week that fall into the classic things that make me go, category. So let's dig into both. Yes, head scratchers. First one, we have fans are confused about the Jets struggling to protect leads this year when last year they were one of the best at it. But you said the answer is simple. It's just not the same team as last year.
Wow, come on. I read on Twitter some of our local beat writers that follow hockey for the Jets mention that. And I'm going like, guys, really? It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out it's not the same team. So why would it be the same? We haven't had our best group of defensemen healthy. And granted, when it's the best 6 we can put out there, it's still not great. But we haven't had that. We have not limited scoring. We're not getting a lot of secondary scoring. It's a good thing the Scheif line has been carrying the team. But we have new forwards, a couple young guys in there. They haven't played a lot. The systems are tough, and all it takes is a missed assignment here, one there. Before you know it, you're giving up goals. And I don't blame anybody in particular. What I would like to see, and I think we'll be addressing that coming up, so I'm not going to get into it, but I would like to see some younger guys in the lineup, and we'll get to that coming up.
Point 16. Why keep playing Gus Nyquist, who hasn't earned his minutes, instead of giving the opportunity to Gustav? Help me with this one.
Just say the Gus bus.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Oh, there we go. All right.
The Gus bus.
Or to young players.
We're talking about two different Gusses here.
Yeah. Or to young players like Chibrikov or Lambert who need real NHL reps.
Yeah. Before I get to that, maybe if David Gustafsson has a kid, because he's Swedish, and Gustav Nyquist is Swedish, and I'm sure they become friends and cross paths as Swedes. If I'm David, I'd name our firstborn or secondborn Gus. So he'd be Gus Gustafsson, known as the Gus bus. Yeah, I've had, I haven't had one Caesar in a month, so I'm just goofy. But, okay, here's the deal. David Gustafsson doesn't have to make this team anymore. He's already made it a couple years in a row. He is a veteran on the fourth line. And now because Nyquist is playing like crap, they're bumping him down the lineup. He's gone from second line to third line. Now he's on the fourth line. Gus is on the Moose. He's still the only plus player in their lineup. He's over half a point a game. And he's made this team already. And here's the thing. Gus isn't exactly the fastest guy. So he's at least as fast as Nyquist. I just don't understand why Gus has to keep on earning a job. He's already earned it. And they're giving, is this the case of Scott Arneal is playing the guys based on like salary? Chevy signed him to, I don't know how short the deal was. It was like 1 year or two up to check. I'll have to look it up tomorrow and I'll mention it in next week's show or podcast. But just play the best guy, and Gus ain't the best guy. Gus is struggling. Sit his ass in the penalty in the press box, and, as they say, put him on the popcorn brigade. He can go up there and eat popcorn. And
yes, point 17 from the "You want the truth, you can't handle the truth" file.
Wait a second, I got something for that. You ready for that? Let's see. I can't find it.
Second one from the bottom.
Truth. You can't handle the truth, Jets fans. Okay, what's the question?
Truth, yeah. The Jets might be in a dogfight for a playoff spot all year, and missing is possible. But you think they might have a chance of making it, mainly because you don't see Chicago, Anaheim, Seattle, or San Jose staying in the race. But anything can happen. Arneal needs to fix things fast.
It's going to be a dogfight by the looks of it, because some of those teams are starting to get some belief. And like Chicago's been building for a couple of years. They got Connor Bedard, so they already have something that most teams in the Western Conference have. They have a generational player that's getting better and better every year. And pretty soon he's going to be like McDavid and McKinnon and Eichel and those guys. He's a terrific player. And as soon as they improve his supporting cast, they're going to be something to deal with. The Utah, what are they called, Mammoth now? The ex-Coyotes have been building and developing young guys for a few years now. And I think they're for real. I think they're a contender for playoff spot. I don't think they're going away. You got Seattle. They're wonky. I'm not thrilled about them. And San Jose got some good young guys. They're kind of like where Anaheim and Chicago were last year. I think they fall back. And then you have Anaheim. They have a couple guys really overachieving there, but nice young players, and they're fast. And we've seen this before. They'll probably slow down a bit, but they have decent goaltending. They have some good young defensemen, and they've got Jacob Trouba. They've already did better than us. They acquired a guy like for nothing that was Josh Morrissey's partner, but in an unfortunate situation, we had to trade him. How does that trade look now, folks? Pionk and who was the other defenseman? Oh, Billy Heinola, who has never seen an NHL game. Pionk and Heinola for Trouba. I'll take Trouba any day. Now, we couldn't control that because it was because of his wife. She had to go to medical school in the States, so no harm, no foul. The Jets did him a solid by trading him. They could have sat on him, but he forced the trade. And at the time, we thought the trade was pretty good. Everybody thought Heinola was going to be a stud, and he's been a dud. But actually, I don't even think he's a dud. I think he's a good player. And he actually started to – remember last week when I was crapping on him?
Yes.
He actually had a good week, put some points up there. He's stopped sulking, and he's going to try to play good and get called up. But we could be in trouble. We got to fix our dip. We got to fix it. See, once again, I've been kind of like a buzzword that we have around here. The Jets are too good to miss. But if you start thinking that's all it takes, let's go with the unthinkable. Josh pulls a groin. He's gone for a month. Connor Hellebuyck takes one off the beak. He's got a concussion protocol for another month. Yeah, we're cooked. Yeah. All it takes is a couple of key injuries to a couple of key guys, and all of a sudden now you're scratching and clawing for the last wild card spot. Yep.
Don't want that.
No, we don't want that.
Yeah.
No.
Point 18 is on the CFL. You mentioned how nice it was hearing Grey Cup visitors praise Winnipeg's hospitality and events, especially since we usually get roasted by outsiders. You said it actually felt good hearing the positive stuff. That's always nice.
Yeah, it is. I don't like when people dump on Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg's pretty cool. I've lived here my whole life. It has its problems like every big city. But even today on X and social media, just the people from out of town, especially the people from down east, just ranting and raving about what a great time they had and how nice the people were. And there was one guy from Saskatchewan said he didn't think he'd be well received sitting in Bomber Stadium with his green stuff on. And he said he was just surprised how kind and congratulatory Winnipeggers were, and just awesome to see. So it made me proud. And by the way, congratulations to the riders. They won. I mean, I didn't really care who won, but actually there was a couple people they're calling. I've heard to see it more than once, calling Winnipeg the Paris of the West. One thing okay. One thing you can always say when it comes to the Grey Cup, once you hit that dividing line of Eastern Canada, Western Canada, when you're in Western Canada, people know how to get it done. They know how to party. There was a ton of events in the city.
There was a lot of after parties.
There were well represented, full, good entertainment, and it just sounds like the people had a ball. So it made me feel good to hear good things about our city instead of our bad Wi-Fi and shitty airport. Well, there we go again.
Yeah, there's some great things in this city. All right. That wraps up your random thoughts for the week. Now it's time to move into our viewer question segment.
Yeah, we actually got some people some emailed in and texted in. So yeah, we got some questions here. So fire away, Buck.
Yes, 2 questions this week, or maybe 3. We have one from Ben and a couple from Sparky here. Ben asks, how much merit do you as a scout put into right-handed and left-handed defensemen being paired together? Is it mandatory or just preferred? What's the reasoning? Is it about getting pucks off the boards easier, taking passes cleaner? Scott Niedermeyer and Scott Stevens were both left-handed and were still one of the best pairs around. What's your take? And if you're looking for a partner for Morrissey, would you specifically target a right-handed defenseman or just the best option available regardless of handedness?
Yeah, this is one of those discussions that, depending on what side of the fence you're on, guys are very adamant about it either way. I'm of the, what's the word? The opinion that it doesn't mean squat. I've always been a right-handed defenseman, and I love playing the left side. I used to love when that puck would rim around the boards, and you'd pick it up on your backhand, flick it to your forehand quick, and then you'd get in shooting lane. And now you're on the right side. You're on the weak side, and you got lots of net because you got both sides of the net. Versus if you pick up the puck if you're right-handed on the right side, you got nothing to shoot at. And the thing that kills me, wow, we like our defensemen to be able to play the puck off the boards. You know what? Problem with players is nowadays, and coaches, they're pretty dumb too, is that that's why you have a backhand. Your backhand should be as strong as your forehand. So what side? Like Europeans have been doing it this way since before there was sand. They always played opposite side. It works good on the power play. It's nice for one-timers. So my preference is it doesn't matter. I look back to the old Montreal Canadian dynasties when they had Guy Lapointe, Serge Savard. Who else did they have? They had a whole bunch of lefties and had one right-handed defenseman. Oh, do you think maybe they should have got rid of a couple of Hall of Famers so they could have a right-handed shot? As far as looking for a partner for Josh, I could care less if he's right or left. When I coached, I always picked the 6 best defensemen. As a matter of fact, I bet you during tryouts, I couldn't tell you which kid was right or left. I just picked the 6 best kids, and you put them together. They'll figure it out. And if they can't, they're whatever. It's coaching. I blame it on the coach anyway. And to be honest, if let's just say in this scenario here, if you had 2 players that were equal in ability, but you couldn't decide, some coach might say, well, you know what, he's left and we could use a righty, so he might get the job just on that. But I think giving a player a job based on which hand he shoots the puck is just irresponsible. So you take the best players. Yeah, best players.
Yeah, good question. Sparky asks, the Jets seem slower this year. Should they be playing a couple prospects like Yeager and Samuelson, for example, and let them play at the NHL level and let them get the experience?
Yeah, well, I mentioned in my article today that And I mentioned Lambert and Chiprikov. Jaeger, he's what, 15 games into his pro career? No, I don't think we'll see him this year. I don't think we'll see him next year. And who was the other guy he made? Solomonson's probably close. And the only reason he's close is because our defensemen are so bad. I mean, right now, I predict he'll be up sometime this year. He'll play a few games. And where he plays, though, is the question. Because will he be he's a right-handed shot, I believe. He could play with Josh, but that's a lot to put on his plate as a young kid being in the first pairing. But if he plays, like to see him play the right side and get some regular time. So back to the other guys now. Like, in my opinion, I think most people would say the same. Like, Brad Lambert isn't even a good AHL player yet. So why he's still here is mind-boggling. If you're not going to play him, send him back down. But I would actually, here we go, if I was being honest, like, I'm a Chiprikov guy first. I would like to see him playing at least fourth line with Gus and Barron, maybe we'll say. We have other guys like Kepke and that. We didn't need to sign those new, like, the new lower down the lineup guys. But Lambert definitely, if he's going to be here, play him in a skating situation. See, a guy like him, you don't throw on the first line. He's the guy that's got to play in the top six or play on the third line at the worst. Do what Appleton did. But you look at that line now; that line's okay. So they're not going to mess with them there. I would just think send them back. Let's get it over with.
We have some people adding to the chat. If Sparky wanted to add to that, I think you mentioned some names. He also mentioned, he said, which players on the Moose would be better off at the NHL level that won't get better at the AHL level? Guffison and Samuelson come to mind, Chibrikov and Lambert, which I think you
Sparky,
said.
we have one rule on this show. If you're going to mention a guy's name, at least take the time to look at his correct spelling in the Jets website. I don't know who Guffison is, but I think you're talking about David Gustafson, the bus Gus. Gus should be here. That flat out should be here. Samuelson, I would like to see him get a shot. Oh, you're not talking about Sam. You're talking Solomonson. Oh, come on. Anyway, yeah, he'll get a look this year. I think Chibrikov is good enough to stay, and I think Lambert needs. If he's got to be at least a 20 to 25 goal scorer in the AHL before he even thinks about coming here, because that's what he is, a goal scorer. He can skate, but he's too thin and small to be anything else but a top line guy. So he's a couple years away. But Spark, thanks for the questions. And Ben.
Yeah, and another user says every time I.
Oh, this is good. This is Rich. Sparky. It's my iPhone. Yeah. When in doubt, blame the equipment.
User Finish on Top says every time I watch Gus play for us, I like him as responsible defensively as any of our forwards, and yet he always gets squeezed out at beginning of season. I expected to see him earned a roster.
Gus is one of my faves. We've been lobbying for him for years, and when he finally made it, and he proved himself. The only problem is they seem to if you get injured, they send them down and they just don't come back. And a lot of times they send guys down because they know they won't get claimed on waivers, so they send him down. But right now, I'd rather have him than Nyquist. The Gus bus is okay. Got anything else in there, Harley?
Actually, from the same user, they said on the radio in Alberta out here, they said Winnipeg is likely hosting another Heritage Classic next fall. Any tracking in Winnipeg about that? It would be awesome, as they loved the last one Winnipeg hosted. Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard. I'll talk to some of my contacts. Cool. Maybe that's my insider.
There you go.
I actually have an insider who's kind of a friend, and he told me that Winnipeg was getting a pro basketball team 2 months before we got them. And I went, wow, yeah. That's quality information. But I'd love to see a winter class here.
That would be cool.
No, and for me, they haven't worn out. They haven't worn out for me. I think they're cool.
Another one from Sparky. I don't think we got to. Could it be possible Jets are saving themselves for the final 30-ish games to crank it up? Blues kind of got hot going down the stretch.
No.
And then the other user said, I like that theory, Spark.
Well, yeah, we'd like the theory, but that's not a theory. You can't do that. You either got it or you don't, and right now they don't. So Scott Arneal's a smart guy, and he'll get these guys, he'll get them sorted out. No, you can still play a good defensive system and be very responsible with bad hockey players. It's because it's easy to play defense. Anybody can play defense. Like I said last week, a chimp to play defense. You just teach him how to do it, and he does it. Offense is hard because you got to have skill, and you have to have a certain set of skills to perform on offense. I should get a soundbite from what's his name, Liam Neeson. I have a certain set of skills. Anyway,
you have something for everything.
Taken, the movie Taken. I'll probably get copyrighted on that one too. But no. Playing defense is just being smart and hard work, and anybody can do it. That's why you see a lot of guys, young players, will bust their ass during preseason to show how good they are defensively when they've never played defense a day in their lives. These guys all come for junior where they're studs and they're scoring 70, 80
they're
points.
Used to that, yeah.
But when they get to the show, they know they got to play D. So that's the best part. But Arneal, you know what? I have faith in Arnie. And the bulk of the players here, they got their feet wet with Rick Bowness for 2 years and then Arnie last year. And now I would say overall, we're a pretty responsible defensive team. It's just it hasn't clicked with everybody. Everybody's got to be in sync, and I think we'll be fine. But there's no such thing as waiting till playoffs. I will say one thing about this team, and I've been thinking this since training camp. We might not have the fancy high scoring team, right? But I think we have a team that can compete in the playoff. You know, guys like Iafallo, Tanner Pearson, you know, they've been around and they know how to win. Tanner Pearson's won a cup, I believe. Those guys are gold in the playoffs, where the kids won't be. So I think we'll be lesser in the standings, but a chance to go further because we'll be dialed in and be a good veteran team. It'd be very tough to play against in the playoffs, but that's so far away. I don't want to even go there yet.
Yeah. Sparky says some players rise to the top come playoffs. Maybe Jets
there's
are
always somebody.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Any last hot takes or birthday wisdom about this week's Jets, Moose, or just hockey in general? Or
I'm thinking that if you guys have any more questions, definitely text. Send them to winnipeghockeytalk@gmail.com. Keep them clean. We'll try to get them on. This is good here. The thing I like about
clean,
got some time here, we could read them in the chat, which is good. I'm glad some of you guys showed up and appreciate it.
We do.
And as this channel gets some traction, we'll have more people and stuff, and it'll be fun. But I'm pretty happy at where we're at right now, and I appreciate you guys. But you know what? Subscribe, hit the thumbs up. All you guys that are on here right now, hit the thumbs up. Let your friends know, and let's see if we can get build the numbers up, get that goodwill going here. But the unfortunate thing is, I had to pick a time. I'm not going to compete with the illegal curve guys on the weekend in the mornings, and Huss and Remo do such a good job in the afternoons every day. Those guys are my friends, not my competition. I just want to get something out there weekly where we can have something different and just have some fun with it. Maybe it catches on and we get a few more viewers. But I'm surprised at the response we've had in the last week. We got a lot of followers and stuff. I noticed we got a couple of thumbs up. Way to go, boys!
Thank you.
It's only 2 of you online, so 2 thumbs up. So that'll work.
100%.
Yeah. So anyway, it's almost 8.
Yeah.
We'll go watch some Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Have some birthday cake, and that's it.
Right.
So
best of luck to the Jets tomorrow in their home game versus
we
Columbus
need
Blue Jackets.
We need 5 out of 6 points.
We need that luck.
We need 5 out of 6 points. By the way, the jacket ceremony, guess who it was? Dylan Sandberg and Cole Perfetti from the last game. So Sammy's back. He's already, and guess who gave it to him? There's always little subtle meanings when you watch these things. The guy who presented it to him was one of the guys that had it the game before, and guess what? Connor Hellebuck. You think he doesn't? You think he doesn't appreciate Sammy being back? So he was, and congratulations to those guys on the jacket ceremony. Is huge in my life. I love it.
Yes, you do.
Anyway, thanks for being here, guys. We're going to wrap her up, and
stay tuned for next week's article and podcast. Go Jets, go!
Go Jets!
See you next time.
See ya. I think what I'll do is I'm going to just hit this ending scene here, and we'll say goodbye.
My phone was.
Okay, wait a second. Let's give him a little bit of music here for a couple seconds. Did we already hit off or not? It says start stream, but I know we already hit it. Okay.
You have to go back. Yeah.
End stream. What does it say there now? Your stream will stop immediately in the long way live, and you have to hit it twice.